the greasy grass. You young kids need to understand your history. You need to know where you come from. You need to know who your chiefs are. Nowadays, we have a lot of guys wearing wapha, wearing headdress. But did they earn that? You have to earn them feathers one by one before you could make a wapha. You can't just put it on and call yourself chief. Why? It don't work that way. Long time ago, Sitting Bull, Gaw, Hump. You had to show them what you were made of. The men were the providers and the protectors of their family, of their village, of their tioshpai. You young men need to understand that. You young men are providers and protectors of your family. You act that way. Get the hell away from that meth and that alcohol. Now even it's getting down to fentanyl. It's getting bad. Long time ago, it was Washichus killing Indian people. But now, you look on these reservations, Pine Ridge, Eagle Butte, Rapid City, there's Indians killing Indians. It's in the news every weekend. Some Indian young man is killing another Indian young man because of fentanyl, meth, drugs, alcohol. That's how bad we're getting. It used to be Washichu versus Lakota people, but now it's Lakota fighting Lakotas. We're killing ourselves off. And then the white man's stepping back, laughing. So we don't have to kill them. They're killing themselves off with alcohol, drugs, guns. We're in a sorry state. The Catholics almost took over, but now we come out of that. Well, we're indigenous to this land. We're tied to this land through the Chanupa. Long time ago, you see these cars, they had rosaries hanging on a mirror because they were indoctrinated to become Catholics. Everybody had a rosary hanging on a mirror. But now, you look at these cars that go by, they got sage across the dash. We've come this far. We found ourselves. So let's keep finding ourselves and bring these young kids back to the Ochoka. And that's the Sundance, the Wangwachi. Bring these kids back to the Sundance Circle so they can find themselves and start acting like responsible young men and women for the Oyate. So today, I want to thank all of you here that made it to honor Frank and his administration to take us into the future for the next 2 years. And I want to tell this administration, be careful. You don't know on the council who's going to rip you off. I just heard the news the other day. They finally busted Patrick Ross stealing, embezzling almost $4 million. Well, yeah, somebody's not keeping a paper trail. You have to keep a paper trail. You'll see who your thieves are. So I'm encouraging this new administration, and I want you the people to think about it. Long time ago, the Tokalas took care of the Oyate. So as a Tokala, I'm asking this administration, if any tribal member on a council that steals $5,000 or more dollars from their own people, disenroll them. Disenroll them. Take them off their tribal roll. Banish them. You'll teach them a lesson so they won't get help from IHS. They won't get commodities. They're going to have to go off the res and make a living instead of stealing from you, your own people. There's thieves among us. We have to be careful. We have to watch out for them. They're very dangerous for our people. So I'm encouraging this new administration. If you want to make laws, make that a law. If your tribal member, council member steals from the people, take him off the rolls. Disenroll him. Teach him a lesson. Simple as that. Long time ago, they took care of the people like that. If they told the white soldiers where we're camped at, they kicked them out of camp. Don't get the hell out of here. Go with them white people if you're going to act like them. That's what we should do. If they're going to steal from you, let them go live with the white people, not amongst us. I don't like thieves, people that steal from you. I don't like that. It's not good. What federal monies this tribal council gets belongs to you guys so that you can survive. I want to acknowledge 2 council people I know that really help. One is James Cross, Bass Creek councilman. He really helps the people. Another one I want to acknowledge is my nephew, Cubby Ghost Bear. Cubby Ghost Bear. He really helps his people. He gets his check, his salary. He gives it away to the Ushik ones that come help him, ask him for help. He never uses his own check for his family. He gives that salary he makes away to the Ushika ones. That's the kind of council people we need that will look after the people. Mitake, ask.
Also, I'd like to acknowledge my good friends Colas here, Harold Salway, also a former president of the Oglala Sioux tribe. I thank him for being here. Stella.
Ho me tā kui epi an petu le yushki an na peo o chiglus papelo na wia o tā kui epi nie cha na tā chiglasto stopi na mi chante e taha atachi apelo iwa lila o tā kui epi na tā kukchi api chunke an petu le yushki an wahielo. I'll speak in English, so I want to apologize I'm a pretty fluent speaker. I grew up speaking Lakota and living our culture. They're 2 separate things. A lot of people don't. So I done Hamblecha, Sundance, went through the 7 rites of the Chanupa. I live my life according to our Lakota custom and values, our belief system. I live my life as Harold Salway, but I changed my name back to who my rightful name is Left Heron. My great-grandpa, Makula, is the original Teoshpai Itchacha and Wambli. And I read that in Dickie Moveskamp's book, so I asked him where he got his information. He said his grandpa kept a lot of material throughout his lifetime and passed it down to his dad. And when his dad passed away, Richard said he got it and went over, and that's what he discovered. But I knew throughout time that I did come from a traditional headman like that. 1990, Uncle Oliver Red Cloud and Johnson Holy Rock, all them old men, they identified 7 of us and they researched us and they put the headdress on me, made me a Itchacha. So I am a itchachan for my tioshpaya. In 1979, Fulscrow took me out in the middle and gave me a Wahoki's staff. And he said, I knew your grandpa. He said, I want to give you something to help your tioshpaya. The staff symbolizes a tioshpaya according to what the elders council have taught me. That's old man Guy Dullknife, Uncle Bill Horncloud, 16 really old men who I used to work with. One day every month we'd meet. So they framed my leadership, philosophy, and belief system. So whenever Itacha Frank got elected, he practices those ways and he conducts himself accordingly. So when I saw him, I wanted to come and pay my respect and tribute to his election and wish him well for the people. Now, the seat is a borrowed position to represent the people. I've been a 5th member of Vice and 2 times as tribal president. So being a president, I know what it's like. I know the struggles, how hard it is. Carrying the weight of the people is pretty heavy. It's a heavy burden. But when you keep the people in your heart and the future of the grandchildren in your vision and walk that path and light it for the generations behind you, you can't go wrong. That'll keep you on track and you live an honorable life. All of this, my life, what I've learned in my life, the greatest word I've ever learned was honor. Woyu honor. It's a hard element, character to build. But when you build it, it's even harder to keep because it's hard to live that lifestyle. And after I got out of office, I struggled to find out where I fit. And I'm doing things with the Canadian relatives right now. And it's pretty powerful, really impressive on building Tioshpaya up north. In 1990, Gerald Onefeather and I started researching Tioshpaya. That's traditional government. Traditional government predates a tribal government. It predates colonization. It predates the way we live today. So a traditional government is representative of Tioshpaya. So when I saw that listed on the incoming Itachan's agenda here, I was really honored, happy to see that. When we're talking about traditional government, we need to revitalize our Tioshpaya. And for the strongest part is to honor the belief system of who we are. We always had honor. We always had respect. We always had dignity. We always had pride. We always had faith. But somewhere through colonization, we lost a lot of that. And we became kind of pseudo-Indians. Well, my belief is going back the greatest extent possible, living that lifestyle. And that's why I changed my name back to Left Heron Chokachatka. Left Heron's first cousin to Crazyhorse, first cousin to Elkhead. My dad's mother's directly from Jack Red Cloud. So Henry's my Tahashi. Oliver's my uncle. The Red Clouds are my relatives. My mom's from Standing Rock, from Eagles, from Taken Alive, Bullhead. So they come from Sitting Bull's camp. So that's the people that they come from up north. So I'm related to a lot of Sitting Bull's relatives. One of my relatives also is a Northern Chyenne. Come from the Northern Cheyenne people, Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. Well, that's his people, so that's also where I come from. But today, I came from East Wind Casino. No, I came from Rapid, where my kids live, so I live up there with them. But I wanted to come and be here and honor the incoming administration. Now, they all work together, the president, the vice president, the 5th member, the secretary, and the treasurer, sergeant of arms. That's your executive council. Your tribal council, you carry the burden of the people. and you carry their pain and their suffering. Every day you're meeting in committee, and you're doing a lot of hard work, and I've witnessed it over and over and over. I know how hard it is and the suffrage you go through and the pain you live because you don't have enough resources or money to help the people with. But do the best you can and help the one with the greatest need. That's the calling of leadership. Leadership is a hard road to follow, but that's where you're at today. The second part is we're always around. I've made this statement many times to a lot of incoming presidents. We're here. You have a lot of ex-presidents who are willing to give back what we learned, our experiences, our knowledge, our connections. I was talking to Kanoyer back in 91, and he said, I got elected out of office. I tried to go back and work for tribal government, give back what I could do to help. He said, even the people that I met throughout my lifetime, the wealthy people, the ones who could help build the economy, the health, education, everything. I tried to give it back, and he said, I couldn't even get a job. He said, I realized that what we have is that colonized element in our way of, in each of us, our jealousy and our hatred. And it's time we have to put that aside, put it away. Because all of us, we live this incoming administration now. You know, in Lakota country, women give us orders. I was just told to cut it off, so I'm going to cut it short. When the women say, Hoka, hey, it's time to go to war. So, man, we go up and really kick the dust around and raise some cane. But, for Elmitaku epile, on peut tu oitchan lel wilota kapiki, o yate tchawokunzek ininki api, o hetchel tchokata ke o aye heche o chunkwicha kapikte. Nahel o janjungle egna kapikta hecha, o hetchel we choinchal heonkila zata hupiki. Sio heki hena one kapina toket ki iapina o ayeki, you hapikta hecha lochenke. Elmitaku piampetu lechel. Wash ake wo hitike taku wat oyate wachanto gonna copy oyate wanshila lo happy ki iwaho chiapelo na mie yunkala taku kuota ichamuna we waglustan chanke lechel wo ke u nanje lo chanke bilhilia ke lo shi chanu pikta hechalo. So as a former chief of police in Rosebud, I want to tell you guys that your trips back home are covered. You're taken care of. So. No speeding tickets, Chris. Oh, Pila Mayo, thank you for listening to me. It's good to see all my relatives. Oh, Pila, Hokahe.
Yeah, that was good lunch. Yeah, you guys all look like happy campers now. I know. If you're looking up here, looking at me eating, I'm not making faces. That's the way I eat. We're going to get back on our agenda here. And don't forget, we still have supper to go. We're going to make sure that you eat good here before you leave. But they're going to have social dances. There's prize money for that, rabbit dance, kahominy, two-step, whatever.
Welcome to Oglala Lakota College, where our commitment to academic excellence is matched only by our dedication to preserving and honoring Indigenous culture. Led by President Dr. Don Frank,
relatives,
our college is guided by a vision of
I wanted
inclusivity,
to share this song
equity.
for encouragement for our vice president and our president, so I'm sure most of you guys will notice the melody and notice the words as I sing this, so Opila. Opila.
Thank you, Cadence. Beautiful song. We all hear that song quite a bit, and it's always good to hear it. Reminds us of why we are called Oglala. Oglala stands for that area or this place, and Gala is to go back to, and La is to ask for the blessings of the Creator. So that connects the Oglala so close to the Black Hills, and this song just sings, just puts that our place with the Black Hills. So thank you, Cadence, again. Let's give her another big round of applause for reminding us who we are. Okay, going on with our agenda here. We're going to go with the remarks here for our president. Frank Stark comes out, and also our vice president, Alicia Mousseau. We'll start with our president. Frank Stark comes out.
Matakiapi. Just want to say Wopila for coming today. We're going on to the next administration. I just want to let you know that we hit the ground running in this new administration, and it gives me more confidence to do that. I got my feet wet on the first administration. It takes a long time to know tribal government and all the faces of the political world and how to communicate with the leadership at the tribal level, state level, and national level, and all the programs that we have within our reservation boundaries. But I also want to take time to acknowledge our Ochete Shakoi tribes and our guests from around the country who came today. And I know there's probably a few more out there that need recognition, but if you can, come to the front and join us up here. I don't want to miss anybody out there that we don't know about. So also I want to thank the Prairie Wind Casino for organizing this and all the volunteer staff for stepping up and making this happen today. They put a lot of work into this, this theme and the setup for this inauguration, this 24-26 administration. You know, our first administration, we had a lot of challenges. And within those challenges, a lot of decisions were made. And with all those decisions that were being made, it called for unity of not only amongst our people within our tribe, whether it's cultural, traditional, government, or the political side of it, the tribal government. You know, one thing I tried to do is bring unity at all levels. And you know, when a challenge comes to you and you're faced with it, you know, you have to step back and regroup and think of who can stand with you. And I would like to thank the Ochete Shakoi tribes for standing with the Oglalas, or vice versa, the Oglala standing with our relatives when that time came. You know, and it's very heartwarming to be part of that. Those things that happened throughout my first administration, I do believe we made some maybe some history. You know, it's very rare for the Oglalas to have a back-to-back term, and so when coming into this administration, it wasn't as challenging as the first administration. Now we're going to hit the ground rolling, and we're familiar with the political side and plus all our relatives, who's in office, who's in tribal government, even our traditional government. You know, it's great to go to treaty meetings, sit down and listen. And that's what I'm all about, is I sit down and listen to our elders, those people, the people in different programs. They're the experts. So some of the things I do and participate in with the Tokala, I'm not a leader in the Tokala nor the Sitanka Tiwahe, but I do listen. I listen to what they have to say, and if I can help them, I do that. I try to help them in all aspects. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, you know, and to my new council coming in this administration, you know, it's you came in strong, and I'm very proud to be part of this next coming administration. It's looking good so far, and I encourage the new council to keep continuing to fight for the people, to be honest, to incorporate our traditional values within this next administration, because without our traditional values, and things can go a different way. We all see that the tribal leadership is invested with a lot of things, and how we carry that, we have to go back to our culture. For me, that's inipi and ceremony, song and prayer. I go to my leadership, my tiwahe, and the people I pray with. Those people help me keep me grounded, so I can focus. It's very easy to get lost in the political world, But we need to come back to that circle where we pray together. We have our elders give words of encouragement so we can incorporate that when we make these decisions for the people. This next administration, we're going to continue that unity. We're going to continue to bring resources to the front line. If you haven't noticed, we declared another state of emergency for our people. And you're going to see some action being taken here throughout this next administration. Why? Because we're more confident, and with thanks to the tribal council, we need to work together, and I believe we can do that this administration. And the Oyate, you know, I never try to go against the people there, because I believe that's who throughout the years, even in the districts, gave that continued support, that continued trust, and the backing of the people helped me get this far. And I just want to say Wopila to the people out there, all the grassroots, all the societies that are active and standing up for our people, Indian country. Wopila. And I'd like to end it with, for my guests here, you know, we need to continue that unity. We need to continue working together. You know, we have differences, but we need to put those differences aside when it comes to decisions. It's very tough. It's very easy to get caught up in that. For me, I'm still learning. I learned from you. You give me the strength. So with that, I just want to say thank you for coming today, and Wopila, Hoka.
Still. Now I would like to have some remarks from our Vice President, Alicia Mousseau.
It's good to see you all. My name is Alicia Mousseau. My parents are the late John and Vera Mousseau. My grandparents are the late Lena and James Mousseau. We're from Porcupine. My Hunka parents are Howard Brown and the late Karen Spoon Hunter Brown from Arapahoe, Wyoming. And I just want to say thank you all for trusting me and to do this work for us. It's for all of us, and I take great pride in it. I love it. I'm so thankful every day to go to work, to see everybody at work, to work with everybody here. It's the greatest honor of my life. This last term was pretty tough. I know our people go through a lot of things. We all go through it together. And I think the most beautiful thing about us is that we do go through everything together. The good things, the bad things, we're always there for each other. And we always remind each other to remember who we are, remember who we come from, and remember why we do this work. We have ancestors whose shoulders we stand on, and we have future generations that we have to look out for and always remember. That time for us, some of us may call it Indian time, it's fluid. It's relative. We don't know what people are going through, right? Every day we don't know. So we just have to take care of each other. Do the best we can for each other and for ourselves. And so I just want to encourage us to continue to take care of each other, to love each other, to remember who we are. We're Oglalas. So I just want to thank you all. Biggest blessing of my life to be able to do this and to be able to live my life with you all, and share my life with you all. So I just want to, like I said, remind us to continue to be good to each other, take care of each other, and love each other, and always remember who we are. Oglalas. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. And now I think my introduction to our keynote speaker will probably be longer than his speech. Our keynote speaker, he traveled a long ways to be here with us. He's a descendant of the Lip Camp, now located in Eagle Nest District. His great-great-grandfather is Quiver. His great-great-grandmother is Fanny Quiver Poorbear. And his grandfather is Enos Poorbear Sr., a former president of the Oglala Sioux tribe. His mother is Willardine Poorbear Lewis, an attorney licensed in Arizona. His father is Rod Lewis, a famous Gila River, Arizona water rights lawyer, and first Indian lawyer to argue before the United States Supreme Court. Stephen himself has a distinguished career, served as Lieutenant Governor and Governor of the Gila River Indian Tribe. Now has an assumed national leadership, introducing presidents, vice presidents in national events, advocating for water rights, sovereignty, and for tribes across the nation. Our guest keynote speaker, Stephen Rowe Lewis, is serving in his fourth term as governor. Down in the Southwest, some of the tribes call their chairperson governors. A lot of the pueblos also called him governor. Of the Gila Indian community, prior he served as lieutenant governor and as a member of the board of directors for the Gila River Healthcare Corporation, gaming commissioner for the Gila River Gaming Commission, and a member of the board for the Gila River Telecommunications Incorporated. He oversaw the construction of 2 new schools, a police department utilizing a new and innovative new approach to Indian self-determination and Education Assistance Act, and has also prioritized the community's veterans, leading to the community accreditation as a veteran service organization, only the second to receive such accreditation in Indian country. Governor Lewis graduated from Arizona State University and pursued graduate studies at John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. He serves as president of the ASU American Indian Policy Institute Board of Directors, on the board of the Indian Gaming Association, and the board of trustees for the Heard Museum. Gila River Indian Community is located on 372,000 acre in south central Arizona, is home of the indigenous Sonoodom Pima and Peepash Maricopa people. The tribe comprises of 7 districts. The administrative offices, departments are located in Saskatoon and serve the people throughout these 7 community districts. So at this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the governor from the Gila River community, Stephen Rowe Lewis.
Thank you. I think after that introduction, all I have to do is say thank you, everyone, and just sit down. But, my relative, Mario Gonzalez, wrote my introduction, and, he knows so much of our family here. I want to thank him. I see my other uncle, Jim Breadwillow, in the back, and his family. My relative here, former president here, Haroldine. And it's just an honor to be here, to congratulate and to bring well wishes from the Yakima Atham, the people of the river, from the Gila River Indian community, to your new administration. Let's give your new administration a round of applause again. The star comes out, Mousseau. And it's just so great to hear that they are on the ground running for this next administration, that they're doing the important work. As a tribal leader, I've serving in my 12th year, my 4th term as governor, and I know how hard it is being a leader. I know the responsibilities, and I know the tribal leadership up here know how hard it is as well to carry the burden, the weight of leadership. And I would not be able to do that without my elders, their support back home, without my family support, without our veterans, without all the way our children praying for us. And I urge you to do that as well. When I go across Indian country, you know, we serve the people. And we make hard decisions sometimes. But it's for the best interest of the people for the future. But always never forgetting, as was said earlier, countless times this morning, never forgetting where we came from, our culture and our tradition. And we are really in uncharted territory now, as we see across Indian country. I know here in South Dakota as well, across the United States, globally. It's so important to have the right leadership at the helm. As your president, as your vice president, as your council, making these hard decisions. Because literally, and I've seen this firsthand, I see your president and the leadership up here. I see them at national tribal leader meetings. I see them and with them on the Hill, giving testimony, lobbying to protect our tribal sovereignty. What we're seeing and what we'll see, especially in less than 7 days, we're going to see increased pressure on our treaty and trust responsibility. And that's why I can't say anything more about how the importance and the theme I see is unity. Unity within our villages, our traditional villages, unity within our tribe, unity among tribes, across Indian country. There is power in unity. You know, when we opened up in the procession and we walked past the leadership pictures of all of your past leaders, your past presidents and chairs, and I saw my late grandfather, Enos Poor Bear Sr.'s picture there as well. You know, it really went to the heart of why we're here as leaders. His last words that were published had to do with power through unity. Power through unity. That is exactly what we need to draw upon, that well of unity, which is one of the strongest concepts that we have at our disposal to defend and to fight for our way of life for the future. Now, what I've seen, and we are at the forefront down in the Southwest in Arizona, we're in the worst drought in over 1,200 years. Literally, we're on the edge and brink of extinction if we don't make the important decisions. And what the non-Indians see is they want to take native water rights, our hard-fought and sacrifice for water rights. They want to take those water rights first. And we see this over and over again with our natural resources, infringing and wanting to take and take. The only way we can fight against this is we work together. That's why when we have the leadership from across the great Sioux Nation here, standing in support of this new administration, we have leaders from as far away as the Northwest Coast. Myself coming up and saying, I stand with you. We stand together. We're stronger together. We're all ready. I know the chairman from Chyenne River, he's actually coming down and looking to see what we're trying to do to leverage our sovereignty to look at infrastructure. We built 2 new schools, state-of-the-art schools in our community within 3 years, using the Indian self-determination and education. That's almost 50 years old now. And using this for the benefit of our people, and is sharing these best practices, what we've tried to and what we've accomplished, and sharing those best practices across Indian country. That's how we're going to uplift and protect Indian country and protect each and every one of our tribal sovereign nations. And I'm so proud of that. And that's why I am so proud. I feel like I've come home. And I want to thank everyone for welcoming me. And I say this to the administration, you are always welcome on the Gila River Indian community as well. God bless all of you. God bless the great Sioux Nation. And we are going through, unprecedented times, but with our prayer, what we call our way of life. We have a saying for that, and I know every tribe has a saying for that. Keep that strong, because both our men and women warriors, we're going to need you. We're going to need you in these next years. This is going to be an incredibly difficult chapter that we are going to be a part of, that we are going to write for our people. But we have to do this together and do this strong and never forget where we've come from, never forget and never dishonor our culture and traditions. That will carry us, that will protect us, that will propel us, that will give us the indigenous, what we call the indigenous resilience that we need moving forward. Thank you, Masapo. Thank you very much. And because your incoming president, he is a veteran, a very important veteran who's a relative of mine from Gila River, one of the flag raisers in Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima. His name is Ira Hayes. And the Ira Hayes Post gave me a token of appreciation to give to your president, who is a veteran. And I want to do this at this time.
Oh, Wopila. To our relatives to the south. I know we got we're on a time clock here, and we got to move through the schedule. When we talk about unity, it really hits me from the heart, because as you noticed, the speaker didn't have a speech up here, nor did I, because I like to speak from the heart, and I believe that's where the attention comes from, because it has more feeling. So I appreciate the Itacha's words there. He spoke, So with that, I'll turn it back over to Chris.
All right, thank you. Let's give another big round of applause for our keynote speaker, our relative, and come home. Good to have him home. And as we move forward here, we're going to call on our fifth member, Trina Lonehill. Have her say a few words, but take all the time you need.
Trina, pahaisnale machap. Lakoia akichi shapi mumia. Yushki and the pechusapi. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Trina Lonehill. My Lakota name is Akichi Shapiwi, which is roughly translated as they encourage her on. I'm the daughter of the late Mel Lonehill and the late Geneva Yellowhair Lonehill. My maternal grandparents are Rebecca Two-Lance Yellowhair and Stephen Yellowhair. My paternal grandparents are Marie Foolscrow Lonehill and Amos Lonehill. And I just want to welcome everybody here today. I'm really honored to be here amongst all of you. I was speaking yesterday. We fed the Northern Cheyenne outbreak runners yesterday. My family and I went, and we've been a part of the, honoring that run for, over 17, 18 years as our individual families. But yesterday I was able to go in on behalf of our families and honor one of the survivors' child. Anyways, so Jenny Seminole Parker, she was the last child. Her father survived that outbreak back in 1879. He was around five years old when he was a part of that and survived that. And that history is what I really want, to remind our tribal leaders, our leadership, our youth, that, those ancestors, we have to keep those connections. We have to remember these things. We can never forget these things that have happened to us. That little history there, I posted this the other day on my channel, on my little, my Facebook page, because on here on Pine Ridge, we have an area called Chyenne Creek. And people don't really know why it's called Chyenne Creek. And I kind of reminded them about the run, the happenings there at Fort Robinson in 1879. And I said, our people actually, the survivors made it to Pine Ridge, and they found sanctuary here amongst our people in that Chyenne Creek area. And, families brought them in, they had lodges for them. They, made sure that they were, fed, and made sure that they all had care. They did lose some of their people there along Chyenne Creek, so we do have Cheyenne people buried in those areas. We have, and the ones that did survive and were, I guess, gained a lot of strength and regained everything, they made it back to Montana, to their homelands. And, we celebrate that, and that run commemorates that. And so yesterday we went and we fed, and I was really, really honored to do that and acknowledge Jenny, Grandma Jenny. We all knew her as, and just celebrating that, we have our traditional allies, our Ochechi Shakoni members, and, our Cheyenne relatives and the Northern Arapaho people. We need to strengthen those and reaffirm those traditional allies as people. I wish, we did have some Northern Arapaho people here and some Cheyennes available here as well, just to encourage our council people. I know everyone has a tough job, but we have to keep that, that traditional aspect. I know it's IRA, and, there's controversy over that, traditionalism and IRA, they don't mix, but, without that traditional knowledge, we don't know, we cease to exist as a tribe. And I want to encourage our tribal council members to learn all you can about our treaties, to learn the language, customs, anything, and not to be afraid. I don't like it when people shame each other. You don't speak. I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s, where, Lakota was our first language, and being laughed at for speaking, for dancing, for performing anything, any ceremonies, any rites of passage, we kept that underground because, we did get laughed at. And in my generation now, I'm almost 50, and I think about, I'm kind of one of the only ones in my generation, in my classmates that, had fluent parents, that had, I was fortunate to have my great-grandfather in our lives and to learn those traditional stories. We didn't have anybody, he was one of the ones, he didn't speak English. So you either had to speak Lakota and understand Lakota in order to communicate. My mother's side, we had Matoa Kawi. I always acknowledge them because she was one of them too. They didn't speak English. She only had her Lakota name, And we think about, I think about that, and that was maybe 4 or 5 generations in my family. And, I think back like, wow, some people have 10 generations, but we only had a few. I'm proud to say that, proud, and I acknowledge my ancestors in that way. But I just want to, just say congratulations to everybody. Thank you guys, and just for letting me speak briefly. But I look forward to this administration. I look forward to the things that we can do and accomplish. And, I look forward to working with all of our traditional groups, our Wounded Knee survivors, and just bring forth a lot of improvements, I guess, to this, and just work, always acknowledging our ancestors and our traditional ways. But I want to say, Hopila Chichapi. Thank you.
Thank you, Trina. Yes, it's both speakers here, our keynote and Trina, both emphasized the importance of knowing who your family is instead of where you're from. When you talk about where you're from, you create enemies. And so when you talk about where you're really from, and then you find relatives. I have Tahashis that live in Crow. I have Tahashis, or grandchildren, that are Shoshone. So when we talk in a relative sense, then we know we're family. We're no longer enemies. And I think that's where we need to be when we find out. Teach our young ones who we're related to. Because it's important, because, like that song goes, I can't be your husband because I just found out you're my cousin. So we have to know. All right, our next, I'm really glad that, this inauguration included the youth. And so at this time, our youth speaker is none other than our junior Miss Oglala Lakota Nation, Baylee. Bravo. How about a big, big round of applause?
Ampetu washte chichiapi. Hamatakiapi, chante washte napechi uzapi. Baylee bravo machiap. Nalako mi chanjeki, uchakwi luta shinawi. Before I speak, I'd like to apologize for speaking in front of my relatives. Hello, friends and relatives. I shake your hand with a warm heart. My name is Baylee Bravo. My Lakota name is Red Shawl Woman. I'm Junior Miss Oglala Lakota Nation 2024-2025. Here was a little about me. I'm 13 years old and an 8th grader at Makpia Luta, Iowa. Some things I like to do in my free time are bead and sew with my grandmas. I play basketball and softball with friends and family during the summer. I also enjoy spending time with my nieces and nephews. I love to dance at powwows, and I'm very blessed for this day and opportunity to be able to speak in front of you all today. I would like to let you know I am also a Wounded Knee survivor on my mom's side. Hawk woman and her war bonnet had the will to survive, and they are the reason I am here today. I would like to acknowledge the surviving families in attendance. I would like to congratulate our president and vice president on their second term and our elected representatives. I am here to deliver a speech about youth. The youth have a much important role in nation building than we might think. The future of the nation depends on us, and we represent it at every level. We are the building blocks of this nation for any nation in any field. Whether it is a technical field or sports field, youth are needed. It does not matter which field we want to progress. It is our responsibility as a nation to help the youth in this playing role. Carrying weapons to harm and injure others among the youth is a harmful youth issue. They get into a race to show themselves power. Materialism is another major youth issue. These are not only harmful to the youth, but to the society too. Proper parenting and education is most vital and should involve bringing up children in a way that they understand the vices of society. Youth issues in our communities need to be addressed. In conclusion, youth is the best period of life to cherish and dream. Although the period is also full of joy, dreams, and adventures, it is time to provide and shape our ideas for the economic development of our nation. Thank you.
Hi, thank you, Baylee. Thank you. Isn't technology great? She just had her phone right here and didn't have to have a bunch of paper. And then I had to memorize the Gettysburg Address. Could have had it on my phone. Okay, next, I believe we have a pre-recorded video presentation from the South Dakota Congressional Delegation. So are they ready for that? Are they going to use the screens?
Yeah, so if you can turn your attention to the monitors on the walls around the building here. I'll give you a chance to wake up and watch a video.
On your inaugural, sometimes people wonder if government ever matters, but I got to tell you, with your leadership, Frank, in your last term, we clearly got a lot of things done together. You've been a strong voice for higher law enforcement funding. Our federal government is not doing right by our commitments to Indian country. In no small part because of your voice, the House Appropriations package that we passed out a few months ago had a 34% increase for tribal law enforcement across this country. I don't know if that's ever happened before. We're going to work hard to try to make sure those kinds of increases remain in budgets as we go through negotiations with the Senate. But listen, that's real progress that has a real impact on people's lives. And I know that those are the kinds of important meat and potato issues that you're going to be focused on in your next term as well. And of course, I can't end this video without talking about our work together on Wounded Knee. A great nation acknowledges its real, sincere, and tragic failures. Making sure that we protect Wounded Knee, something we've been working on together, is an important gift that we give to future generations. So congratulations, look forward to continuing to work with you.
Hi, I'm Senator John Hibbert. I want to take a moment to congratulate President Starcomes-Out, Vice President Mousseau, and the Tribal Council who were sworn in today to represent the Oglala Sioux Tribe. I'm grateful for the great working relationship between my Senate office and the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and I look forward to continuing many important conversations in the days ahead to ensure South Dakota's tribes have a seat at the table. Again, congratulations on this historic day.
Thank you for the opportunity to participate in your inauguration ceremonies and your swearing-in ceremonies as members of the Oglala Sioux Tribe elect and once again celebrate their leadership. To President Frank Starcomes-Out and to Vice President Mousseau, congratulations, you take on a huge responsibility. I have enjoyed my time in working with you, Mr. President, and I have especially appreciated all of your hard work with the Great Plains, or the Great Plains Tribal Association, the Chairman's Association. You have truly made a difference. That leadership comes through loud and clear. Today, as you work with your tribal council and the new members coming in, it's an opportunity to celebrate your freedoms and also your responsibility.
Okay, you heard from our South Dakota congressional delegation, Dusty Johnson, a representative, and our senators, Thune and Round. Governor Kristi Noem couldn't be here. She's at the southern border already. She left. And now we're to the part that we're, we want to say Wopila. We're here today and we want to present some gifts. So I'll turn it over to D. Tubles. We're way ahead of schedule here. Yeah, this morning somebody was worried about being late. Now we're way ahead.
Yeah, while we're waiting for our next presentation here, just wanted to mention that, standing with Chairman Labeau and Senator Thune, they're like giants to me. Come up to about their waist. I'm always looking up at them when they're talking. I just thought it was kind of humorous when we met with Senator Thune. Our delegation, Senator Rounds and Congressman Johnson, and Senator Thune, they support Great Plains tribes with the utmost respect and I have to say pride, because Congressman or Senator Rounds, when they blocked our bill, Senator Rounds stood strong for us. And I wanted to acknowledge that when he went on the floor. And it made me pretty proud to know that our state, our delegation has our back. Senator Thune and Senator Rounds and Congressman Johnson. So I wanted to mention that. At this time, I'm going to turn the mic over to.
What's her name? What's her name?
Oh, okay.
I'll introduce them.
Oh, okay. Yes, at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Chair, or President Woodknife with some words of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe.
I'm going to introduce you to some of my cabinet here. I have Russell Eaglebear, who is my cultural advisor. We have Christopher Eaglebear, he's one of our council reps in the Black Tribe community. Liana Long is one of my staff assistants, and Tanya Marshall is one of my other staff assistants. At this time, we're going to present a star quilt to Frank for appreciation of working with us, and I'm going to give the mic to Russell and Chris to say a few words.
We talked with it for what we done here. Well, they are better to it hot from my glass up in Agay Kingman. New York here, in Oglala, we tried from we tried out in the topic. Well, from so he feels a little hope here, what we done at Kahapi. We have little John Wang copy, the little hope you won't get. I'd like to say a big thank you for this great honoring of your election of a new president, vice president, and your tribal council, and then how you come together to honor them in a humble way, spiritual way, and a political way. So we acknowledge that. We still need to all work together at the Oglala Chapter, and we can continue getting things done in our future because you had a Eagle Nest District, and they asked me for advice. So I told them, I said, always keep $5 in your pocket, because if one of your relatives come up to you and hit you up for money, you better give that up. Otherwise, they're going to oistinka you for 2 terms, for the whole term. Well, that would be nice. Thank you. Thank you, President. Good night for bringing me on and keeping me busy. Thank you.
My name is Christopher Eagleberry, and I'm 26 years old. I'm the youngest representative from the Rose Tribal Council. Last year, I met President Starkins at one of the first events I ever went to, NCAI. And in that, for me, President Starkins said that it was the first time all of the Oshitishapui came together in a long time. And I thought that was great. And over the course of a few days that we met and addressed some issues, the last day was very important to me because President Starkins said something, and every time I see him to this day, I still think of it. We talk about the importance of what it means to be a Lakota today. What it means to be a Lakota whenever we go to these big events. To get a seat at the table, what does that mean as a Lakota? Because everyone wants to be a Lakota until an actual Lakota shows up. So when Mr. Starkins said these things, it made me think of what this country needs to remember. Just like every other tribe, we're a treaty tribe, but we're different than the rest of the country. We have we have a treaty for peace because they couldn't defeat us. We have a treaty for peace because they couldn't take away our way of life. They've tried so hard many times. If you look at the language, other than Navajo language, what is the most spoken dialect? The Lakota language. When you think of the American Indian, what do you think of? You think of the Great Plains Native American, the Lakota. Everybody wants to see the Lakota thrive until the Lakota actually gets up and speaks. And I am grateful to be here talking on behalf of President Starkins because he has this inside of him. He has this feel inside of him. What his ancestors prayed for 7 generations ago is alive and well today, and what he prays for today will be alive and well in the 7 generations to come. And that's what is really important when our elected officials is the 7th generation to come. And that's how we make our decisions. Is how can we impact a generation that we probably won't ever see in our lifetime? And that is what this man has taught me in our brief time coming together. And so, we'll talk about.
And we also have from Standing Rock Sioux Tribe.
A little bit tricky on the mic. All right, on behalf of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe and Chairwoman Janet Elk here, she said, take this down and present it to President Stark comes out. And she wanted to be here, but she had other commitments. So I'll give you this Stark quilt.
Right on.
You know, when I want to try to sing 2 verses of this song that it's one of our leadership songs from back home that was composed, as I shared with you before, that my brother had composed this for me during my inauguration. And he said that the people have elected you and that they believe in you, but you're not going to be able to, do everything, but do the best you can. So. I kind of got nervous there. I was singing it and I kind of forgot it. I can't even do it, but anyway, we always get into these times here where, hold on, I got a cheat here. He composed a song for me, and I forgot my own song. איתך שמיה כך נחפה דקו יצ'פקו יהיה צ'טו הווה צ'מיק תיילו היה ויצ'ח בהנה בחיה Naya chokata kinajielo hayo Etra chamaya kachne kape taku yachipeko Iye chetu awa chamik telo Hayya Wichach behina bchaya Heyenaya chukata kinajielo Hayyo
Oh. Oh, huh. Okay, we have the other presentations of gifts by the.
Okay. Frank Jamerson getting nervous? I've never heard of that, but everywhere we go and our travels here, Frank's when he represents his tribe, he's very involved, and I just want to acknowledge that. And thank you for your help also when we tackle issues. So, and also on behalf of the President's Office, the Vice President's Office, the Tribal Council, and the Oglala Sioux Tribe, Oyate. Just want to say thank you for the gifts. Opila.
Are we ready for the presentation of gifts? Amongst all people, the Wopila is very important important not only spiritually, but mentally, physically, and emotionally. We always have to give thanks for people making commitments and being responsible for those commitments and the sacrifices they make. As all giveaways, it takes a little time to get ready. I'd also like to have Agay Kingman say a few words.
Agay Kingman is the executive director of the Great Plains Tribal Chairmen's Association. So we look up to her for some direction. And she's always there to keep on top of the chairman, you know, cracking that whip on us when we need to get things going. So we very much appreciate her and her leadership with helping the chairman of the Great Plains. I'm going to turn the mic over to her.
Thank you very much. I've asked Chairman Labeau to come up with me. I don't know if you know, but President Stark comes out is also the elected chairman of the Great Plains Tribal Chairmen's Association. There's 16 tribes in the states of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. And years ago, I think about 20 years ago, we formed a corporation. It's a fully federally chartered corporation, and all of the tribes in the states, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, participate. Mostly, I think the Sioux tribes are the most active, and so President Stark comes out not only with his duties as the president of Oglala Nation, also as chair of the Great Plains. So I find him, whether it's 10 o'clock at night or whatever, with all of these questions. Do I have approval to do this? Senator Rounds wants this right away. Can we do it? Can I proceed with this? And so he's always there. He's always there. And when recently we were, many of the tribes were in for the presidential meeting at the White House, and the tribal leaders have a chat, and reading the chat and his training, his Marine training was coming out. He was doing reconnaissance on that chat. He was calling the tribal leaders, and he was saying, the line's getting longer, you better get here, because we had to be there, you know, to get those front seats in that auditorium, just, you know, so we'd be there in front of the president. So he did his reconnaissance, and most of our tribal leaders were right up there front and center. And so that kind of thing happens, but we've had a lot of results this year, a lot of action. Earlier somebody mentioned about our allies of the Northern Chyenne. About a year ago, we had a spiritual ceremony. We had 2 altars, and we had a ceremony that we formed our ally again with Northern Chyenne. And so they get everything that I send out, all the information. They come to our meetings, they sit at the table right along with the Sioux tribes, and they're there with us. And now we have the last meeting, we had other tribes there, plus Fort Peck is now joining our Great Plains, our Sioux tribes. So that alliance has come back. And mainly one of the key things we're working on is Little Bighorn. All of you are descendants of those at Low Bighorn. And they're torn down the visitor center and they're putting in new things. And our tribes have been extremely involved because they want it to be tell our story, what happened with us. I'm a descendant. My great-great-grandfather was one of those killed at Low Bighorn. There were only 33 Indians killed. The rest were all United States. But we have an invested interest in Little Bighorn, and that's what we're doing right now, is keeping that. And the superintendent of Little Bighorn comes to our meetings and sits down with us, Superintendent Scene, and he's happy to get the input from the Sioux tribes. So I'm going to turn the mic over to Chairman Labeau for a little bit here. See what he has to say.
Thank you, Gay. And of course, we appreciate your leadership and working with all the chairs and all the presidents. And we're thankful that we have you to help us in all these matters. And when we came, I said earlier, me and President Starr comes out, we were elected at the same time. And when we had our first meeting with the Great Plains Tribal Chairmen's Association, we had to select our leader of the group, our chairman of the Great Plains, and so we went into executive, and then we had this discussion with all the chairmans and presidents, and I just remember that President Starr comes out, he jumped up and said, I want to do this. So I didn't see any other ones that are that enthused about taking on that extra responsibility. So I made the motion to give it to Frank. And, I don't remember who seconded me. I think Garrett second from Sisterton. And it passed, of course. And it was good to see that type of enthusiasm to in this leadership role from Frank, because and then the other side of that, I think, is he only has 2 years, so he has got to get it done. But again, it's an honor to work with you, Frank, and we know we're here to back you, and we appreciate your leadership. Palamia.
When there was a landing on the moon, and the saying started around the eagle has landed, and what it did, that when they said that when we had the ship land on the moon, was of accomplishment, mission accomplished. And so I have this beaded medallion of an eagle that I'm going to give to Frank, because it was mission accomplished for him for 2 years, but we've got more to do. And so this is for his first 2 years as president. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to present to the administration some gifts from the Gila River Indian community. And this last year is the 20th anniversary of our Gila River water settlement. And at that time, it was the largest water settlement in U.S. history. And it set the tone for all other water settlements after. My late father, Rod Lewis, he dedicated his whole life to fight and to win back our water rights. And he was given a Lakota name by my late grandfather, Enos Poor Bear Sr., Defender. And so with this, I want to give, this is a blanket that we have commemorating our 20th anniversary of our water settlement. And I want to give this, I want to have the chairman help me hold it up, and I want to give this to your new president here.
You notice how it took two tall guys to hold this up here? And, yes, it is a blanket. Thank you.
And I think he gave you some free play for their casino, too.
Okay, so at this time, I guess we're going to move on to the honorings, and I'll turn it over to our assistant here.
Good afternoon. We'd like to call Wilma up. Wilma Standing Bear. If you could come up, please, Wilma Standing Bear. And Alvina Pickett. Over there.
Get nervous. Just let some character be.
Miss Donna Solomon, come to the front. Mrs. Valentina Merdanian. Miss Judy Merdanian. Kathy Starr. Courtney Tulance. Shirley Bear Robe, Mary Little Hawk.
You know, we wanted to honor these ladies with some shawls here. You know, throughout the administration, these ladies here were a key role within our administration behind the scenes, and I thank them very much. You know, they're well seasoned and educated, and they go to bat for us, and they accomplish a lot. For us, the Oglala Sioux tribe. So with that, you know, that's why we're honoring them today. Donna's served probably 7 terms now, going on 7 terms for tribal president. So she's very knowledgeable when it comes to the president's office, and a very valuable asset to me and the tribe. Courtney works for one of our programs. She's a program director, and she goes to bat not only for the tribe but for the Great Plains and in Washington at TBIC. She sits on a lot of committees, and she's very vocal. She's very strong, and all the feds know that when we go to TBEC. So it's very, I'm very confident when we go there and sit down and discuss financial issues with other tribal leaders and our federal partners, federal agencies. She's a very valuable asset, and I'm proud to have her on our team and represent us. So, thank you, Courtney. Tina is also a very valuable asset. She's part of the Sitanka Tiwahe. She's from Oglala District. And she was a councilwoman for a while, and then she went to BIA. So she can play both sides, and that's great. When we need some advice, she can offer that advice. She knows tribal and federal regulations and things like that, and where we stand as far as financial situations when we need advice. So I'm very proud to, have that communication where we can reach out to her if we need things. So I'd like to thank Tina for being there, and Mary. Mary's my aunt, and she's always been a strong backbone in the Sitanka Tiwahe and to my family. You know, throughout the years I've watched her. We call her Mouse, and she's always smiling. So, and she comes from a very strong family, way out in Little Grass Creek, so community up there. So, and our grandmother, or my grandma, her mother was one of the. Some of her artwork is sitting in the Smithsonian Institute when it comes to quill work. So, very proud of that. So, thank you.
Okay, I'd like to have the royalties come up. Mrs.
Also, I just want to acknowledge the 2 elderly women here. My aunt, Elvina Hicro Pickett, she married into the Crow family up there in Montana, Crow Agency. And she's here with her husband, my uncle, Lloyd Pickett, and their daughter, my cousin, Laura Pickett. So they come from Laura's from 2 tribes. And I'm very glad to have them here. You know, my Aunt Avina, we all look up to her now after our mother passed away. So I'm very, sometimes I wished, what would my mom think to see me up here in this role here as a tribal leader? But, I'm very proud to have my aunt here and sitting in her spot. It means a lot to me. And then Wilma's here. She's a very strong leader or an elder in her Tiosh by Artiwahe. And and I'm glad to know my daughter. That's my daughter's grandma, also, and it's good to know that side of the family. And I always try to keep her involved with them. And I'm very glad she's here to represent the Wakpamni district. Very strong leadership and an elder in that community. So thank you, Wilma, for coming. Lila Wopila.
Baylee Bravo. Your name? And Cadence Weston. We did have Miss Alvetz here, but I believe she left. Oh, and Miss Heather. Miss Heather Gallego. Miss Laura Pickett. And Lori Pickett. Lloyd, I'm sorry. Lori and Lloyd Pickett. Laura.
We're almost done here, and supper's coming up. I know. I see some of you looking hungry out there.
Okay, this is Chris.
Okay, so this one's going to go to Chris, Eapa, Chris Eaglehawk. I want to say thank you for Chris. Oh, yeah. So. I want to say, Chris, you could just stay there. I want to say thank you to Chris. Everywhere I go, I run into Chris nowadays. So I want to say Wopilak to Chris, because every time we ask him to Eapaha for us, he's always there. You'll see him everywhere. Gatherings, powwows, honorings, weddings, you name it. He's there. So very strong supporter of the Oyate. So Wopilak.
Harriet, Avis, and Melissa Sharpfish. And Gloria Pipeline. Come on, ladies, come up. Avis, Gloria. Inachni. I just want to add that Mr. Pedro Sharpfishes these girls as father, and when he was here on Earth, he really supported Frank. So we wanted to just acknowledge that and then thank these girls for coming out and helping. Millie Black Bear.
Donna. Okay, all right. So, this administration, we pretty much have the same staff. When I assembled this team, it was always not only worrying about the best interest for the tribe, but we also wanted to make a strong team that with a staff that's very knowledgeable. And one of the first ones I want to acknowledge is Sis Kilswell. So she's a permanent worker for a tribe. And this is the lady that sits there at the front desk of the president's office. And this is the first person you'll see if you come visit me. And she's very knowledgeable. She's been through a lot of... She's a permanent employee, so whenever we have changeover with different presidents, she also helps the new incoming Itachas on the daily routines of office there. So it was a big big asset to the team. Also want to acknowledge returning staff. Stephanie Starr comes out. Stephanie's, we brought her on board because she has a lot of experience in law enforcement. So she keeps law and order in my office. So Stephanie's always is also my cousin. My dad and her dad are brothers. So. But when it's comes to the president's office, we keep that at a professional level where she handles all the administrative stuff. She does give a lot of advice when it comes to law enforcement, and it's just a good asset to have on our team whenever those issues come up. And she's very knowledgeable. She's been through the ranks of the police department, and also as a leader, chief of police and things like that. So very knowledgeable, and almost 20 years? Yeah. So good asset to not only the president's office, but the tribe. So Wopila. Okay, Donna. Donna is, like I mentioned before, this will be her 7th term serving for Hitachas, the president's office. She's she has a lot of experience when it comes to tribal government. You know, Donna, she could probably pull up a resolution in her head and give it to you if you, all the way. And Donna's, she's quick to give you answers when even when we have to go look for a resolution or something. Donna knows that by heart, and she brings a lot of advice to the president and the staff and some of the tribal council. You know, she's there. She knows the ins and outs. She knows tribal government, and it's very she's a very valuable asset to my team, and I appreciate all the work she does. Even in Washington, she moves around like a teenager up there when we have to run from building to building to lobby. But I appreciate her leadership and her attitude when she comes to work, and and her knowledge. You know, it's all positive, and that's kind of team players that we like to incorporate in this next administration. So thank you, Donna. Is Joe here? No. Joe, are you here? No. Joe, underground, he walks underground. He ran for vice president's office, but he didn't make it into the office. But what I've seen from him, that he wants change. He understands the position of a cultural liaison, and I believe he's going to be a valuable asset to the president's office. So I brought him on board. I think it was his first week this week. He did help me with the setup here when we went after the teepees and things like that. So it's good to have a male on our team. You know, last administration, it was all females and I was the only the male on the team. But you know, it's always good to have that male in there to help you out when you need to do things. But Joe, so we brought Joe on here. I don't see him here. He must have had something else to do. So, but he's one of our other team members for the president's office. And Val, where is Val?
Hiding. I seen her.
Valerie Adams is our media person. She'll make you famous. We brought Val on. She was a district president last administration. When she came to the president's office, working with the Crazyhorse Planning Commission, Valerie had some really great ideas on what to do and things like that. Very well organized, and that's what kind of strikes us on our when she came when we were working with the Crazyhorse Planning Commission. We asked her to come on board. She agreed. She didn't continue her position as a district chair, but she came to the president's office to do our media position. And so far, she's doing a great job. We still have some kinks to work out, but I can depend on her. I can send her pictures at midnight, and she'll have them posted by 6 a.m. One of the last things we did was we participated in the breakout run over with the Chyenne, Northern Cheyenne tribes. We traveled down there to participate, show our support, and we have some relatives from Oglala Sioux tribe running in that. So, that was a good. I sent her some pictures. When I got back home, and by morning she had them posted. So that's how valuable and dependable she is. And here she comes. So I want to recognize Ms. Valerie Adams from Eagle Nest District. Thank you, Valerie, for all you do for the President's Office and the Oyate. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Speech? She won't give a speech. Val comes into the President's Office with a very good attitude, always positive, always smiling and laughing, and that's the kind of work environment you need to have every now and then, because we have a lot of issues that come across the table, and when you hear someone that uplifts you, that's great to have. So I'd like to thank Valerie for that. This next person, she's not working for the President's Office. She is part of the tribal government, but it's my cousin, Julie Hicro. She does a lot for the family, and I know I just want to recognize her for stepping up and helping the family and setting up for this inauguration. I know she's like one of the leaders in the Hicro, Tiwahe, one of the women, and we look up to her for the cooking and things like that, and she gets it done. So, my sister Danelle Tubuls Hicro, she's always been there. She's my oldest sister, and she gave me a lot of courage and keeps my spirit up, keeps me in line. I'm the youngest, she's the oldest. And I'm very glad that, when my mother passed on, that she stepped in that role and kept us together. So I just want to acknowledge her and say thank you, sister.
And kids.
Okay, elderlies.
Yeah, we're just going to pass them out.
Okay, so we're going to pass out some gifts to the elders. I think Dave, you can qualify for elder. Oh, just kidding.
Blankets and their jackets and the headscarves.
Oh, yes.
These guys up here, those blankets they sit on.
And we got the council some gifts here too. It has your name on it, so if you're sitting on a jacket with your name on it, you're probably sitting in the wrong seat. So please take the blanket with you. Also the nachas and the tokala. You're more than welcome to take the blankets with you as a gift of saying Wopila for coming today. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and to our leadership sitting on the stage up here, I totally spaced you guys out. I got caught up down here. They're all quiet back there. I think they're hungry. So, with also for the blanket you're sitting on, you can take that home with you. And I want to say thank you for coming today and taking part of the celebration of this new administration. There's a lot of strong leadership up here, and it's good to be walking with them, walking beside them. And it's good that we support each other, and I hope that continues on throughout this administration and in the future for our youth. So, and our my traditional, my family on the left side here. I want to thank them. First of all, I want to acknowledge my Tahashi James Star comes out. You raise your hand. he actually made the symbol for on your T-shirts and the symbol for the president's office. James is a local artist and a designer, and you'll see his work in a coming future. Yeah. So and James is you know, when we go pray together, I like to look up to him for spiritual advice. So I just want to acknowledge my Tahanshi James Wopila for being here, and Wopila for helping with this. You know, your direction is and shows a lot of respect. So I just want to say Wopila. Oh, okay. Alexi Ed Starr comes out. Well-respected elder in Oglala community, district community. Very quiet, humble man. A lot of knowledge. And, you know, he could tell you stories from way back then. And, you know, and he's been a mentor for a lot of years, probably all of my life. And I'm very proud to have him as my Lekshi. I look up to him all the time. You know, after my father passed away, I didn't really get to know my dad's brothers and that side of the family really get to know them until I moved home. And growing up, like she Ed, he's always a humble man. You know, always looked up to that. So I'm glad to be part of his blood, his family. So Wopila Lekshi. Lekshi Richard, I'm just going to go around and say a little bit about, since we're waiting. Okay. So I just, we got Lakshi Richard Broken Nose, Cedric Broken Nose, and my Tahashi Mike Hikro from the Sitanka Tiwahe. You know, these men are here, are role models to me, and I always look up to them, even when they guide our families. We always have meetings, and it's always good to hear their words. I want to thank them for, we're growing and we're getting stronger, so thanks to you guys. Wopila. Agay, I just want to say one more thing about Agay Kingman over here. She is a very strong woman, and she's real soft-spoken, but she knows how to crack that whip. And when she cracks that whip, you know, it got all the tanchas thinking about what we're gonna do next and things like that. So, and then her knowledge and leadership, not only at a Great Plains level, but at a national level. She's well known, and to us, that's a great asset the Great Plains region has. And I want to say thank you, Gabe. Yes. Okay. So I know that all the chairmen here talked, and I'm not going to drag it on. So we're going to turn it over, and I'll turn it back over to the AAPA.
Okay, thank you. And I want to say thank you for the gifts too. And you know, in Lakota, we have a song for everything. We have songs for leaderships, visiting leadership. We have Wopila songs. So I'm going to turn it over to the drum to sing those songs at this time. Creekside. How about a big round of applause for Creekside, one of our few drums that keep all the songs that we need. Oh, okay, anytime you're ready. Yeah. Okay, before we go into the songs, I'm going to invite some of the council members to come up and say a few words. We can send a mic down there. Yeah, the microphone's right there.
Okay. All right. No campaign speeches now.
Yeah, campaign's over, so.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to introduce the council that are here. I'm looking forward to working with this group here. I think we're going to accomplish some great things here for the people. So I'm going to ask them to say a few words. And let's not get long-winded. And, I'm just kidding. Okay, I will start over here with Mr. Ronald Randall.
Hello, from the Eagle Nest High School area. My name is Beef Randall, not Ron Randall. I almost not got elected because I went by Ron Randall. So nobody knows me as Ron Randall. So my sisters were here, and I want to thank them for the support. I want to thank everybody for their support. And this is one of our first time around in this area. And I acknowledge the ceremonial area of ours. I enjoy that very much. We have to do something we have to do a lot of, and relearn a lot of things. We have to relearn a lot of things. So this is a start right here. So with that, I want to thank you guys for sharing today, sharing your time with us. And you're going to see a lot more of us. And I hope to see a lot more of you guys too. So thank you, Wopila, for everything.
My name is Anna Halverson. I'm the Pass Creek District Representative from Allen, South Dakota. My parents are Alberto and Donna Solomon. My grandparents are Leroy and Emma Waters and Miguel and Manuela Solomon. I'd like to say thank you to the dignitaries for traveling here to Oglala, Lakota land to share this day with us for this inauguration for the Star Comes Out Mousseau administration. I really look forward to working with my fellow colleagues, council representatives that were elected in each of their respected districts. You know, as legislators, we have a really tough job. We have a lot of the Oglala Lakota Oyate that look up to us to help bring change and bring a difference to our Oglala Lakota tribe. Right now, we're facing a really huge issue, and that's the public safety of our Oglala Lakota Oyate and ensuring that our Oglala Lakota Oyate future are in safe hands. And it's a tough job, and I really like to say I'm really humbled to stand before the Oglala Lakota Oyate Chanupa that's here. And I say prayers to Mr. Frank Starr Comes Out and Miss Alicia Mousseau. You know, we, in our executive board and our tribal council, you know, we have to stand together and pray because the future of our Oglala Lakota Oyate depends on a lot of prayers, and it depends on us to try to do the best of our ability. And we might fail and we might succeed, but all we can do is continue to try to do our best for this tribe, for the future generations. Amitakiase.
Good afternoon. My name is Lyle Weston. I'm the Oglala representative. I'm from Oglala, grew up there. My parents are Paula Loudhawk and Gordon Weston, part of the Bat Harbu. But I just wanted to say that it's been a pretty good experience so far. I'm newly elected to tribal politics, and we really hit the ground running. You know, there's a lot of issues going on with the tribe here, and some good, lot not so good. But just want to say we're going to try our best. You know, we're going to do our best, try to make the best decisions for you. And in Oglala District here, I'm trying to involve the people, keep them aware, hear their voice, and take that to tribal council, to create that connection again. So I just want to say thank you to Frank for inviting us here. This was a pretty awesome experience, and I really enjoyed it. And I just want to say thank you to all the rest of the newly elected council and Frank's re-election. But I'm glad all of you could make it. Wolpila.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Troy Little. I'm newly elected Oglala representative. I'm from the Oglala junior community. This is my first term. I just got into tribal politics in general not too long ago. Me and Lyle's kind of been working together. We've been on the same page. We kind of have the same ideas. So that makes it a little bit easier for both of us as we're going to take on these 2 years in the government. I just want to say thank you. Thanks everybody for showing up today. Thank you, Mr. President, Vice President, for inviting us. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ampeti washte mitaki api le Sonia Little Hawk Weston imachapi. Now I am one of the 3 council representatives for the Wakpamni district. I just completed my 16 years on the tribal council and going into another 2 more years. So I just want to say that it's really been a journey for me, faced with a lot of challenges at times. But as a tribal leader, I've never given up. I've always worked for our Oyate across the reservation. And I just want to say today, thank you to President Starr comes out for being reelected for another 2 years. We had worked with him the last term. We've supported him, and we've tried to make good decisions on behalf of our people across the reservation. And today, I just want to give thanks to him and congratulate him on his inauguration today. And also want to say thank you to all of our guests today sitting up there on the stage. Some of them are past presidents, our distinguished guests from the other tribes. Just want to say thank you for coming today and sharing in this very wonderful inauguration today. And I just want to say that one thing that I will carry forward is what President Starr comes out said, and that is unity, that we need to work together, and we need to continue to do that in order to make good changes for our people, our Oyata across the reservation and everywhere else when it comes to Indian country. So would just want to say today, thank you again. Just want to thank my husband who's here with me today. We've been together for 43 years. We've been married. He's a veteran in the Marine Corps. And so I just want to acknowledge my husband today and relatives that are in the audience today, and just want to give thanks to all of you for coming and sharing in this inauguration. And with that, I just want to say, Wopila.
Good evening. My name is Jackie Sears, and my father's Theodore Sears, excuse me, and my mother is Yvonne Fire Thunder. And my father's still with me here today. He's home listening in today. He couldn't be here, but I'm sure that he would be really proud to see his daughter here again. I'm serving my seventh term in office for Wakpamni District Representative. And it's an honor to be elected again, from my district of Wakpamni. They have, given me that courage, that strength to keep moving forward, to represent the people. And I'm really honored to be representing with Mr. Frank Starr comes out, President, because I believe that he's bringing our people together, and he's here. And I'm really honored to see that he invited our youth to participate. That's a big thing, showing our youth that we care about them. And I want to thank all the dignitaries. I want to thank all the leadership that have attended today, and I want to thank especially the people today that had come today to witness, this inauguration and how the president has, tried to bring everybody together to participate. So with that, safe travels home when you leave here, and thank you, President.
Good afternoon, everybody. Dave Kelly, MIE. I represent one of the members from the Wounded Knee District. I live out in Rocky Ford, Makoshi, come from the Wankan Tioshpai out there. We're about 20 miles north of Manderson, kind of out in the Badlands by ourselves. Anyway, I come from a transportation background almost my entire life, and I really, really enjoyed that work. I found a need somewhere along the line, and I was really encouraged by a lot of the elderly people, both within the district and outside the district, to step in and take out a petition and run for office. I've been to several meetings already, and don't get me wrong, but I become blunt because I work in the construction world most of my life, and these folks here, they have heard me. I've if it needs to be said, it needs to be said. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but it just needs to be said. Just recently, the other day, the chairman was notified. We've been very fortunate in the transportation world, and for a long time, always thought the worker out there out in the field that is the tribal employee didn't have very good representation. They put up with a lot. Laws change. They're put in bad positions, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come on board and become a tribal council representative, so I can at least try to defend them at some extent. My eyes are not completely open as of yet as to how this world works. But I do think, sitting with 7 or 8 veterans now on this administration, being a veteran myself, I do know what they did in the past and what they've been through. So I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to continue on with what we're doing. And then we have some from the past administrations and further going back on that I think if we all join together, and we've had plenty discussion as to what's coming, the next 4 years during President Trump's administration, and we've worked diligently even over on the weekends trying to address how we're going to try to improve the lives of our people here on the reservation. Sometimes it wasn't good dialogue, but it was honest dialogue. And I think between the 19 to 21 that did show up and help work, we come to a consensus, a reasonable consensus, that we did have a little bit of savings. It's not a lot in one of our budgets, and we still continue to want to bring that back and discuss it a little bit further, because I do believe there is going to be some challenges, not just for tribal council and executive board, but for the people in general. And we want to plan for that. It's not an easy job from what I'm seeing, and the past month I've had to read so many documents on the spot and try to make a decision, a concise decision on what's in the best interest of everybody. But we're working to fix that. You know, we want to have at least a couple day, 3-day window before we actually vote on something on behalf of the membership themselves. But it's challenging. It's challenging. So with that, I don't want to hold you up from, you know, having supper. So I'll end it there and thank you.
Right on. All right, we have one more speaker here, Blaine.
Washicha, those under much of Kolyaki, Akish, Snowaksigli. My dad used to be a councilman a lot of years ago. So I'm here for 4 terms. So I'm actually the 5th term. It'll be another 2 years here. I'll be doing total of 10 years. So I'll be here 10 years. My issue is water rights, you know. So the United States government is, especially with Trump coming in, who knows what's going to happen, you know. So he might shut us down. So I'd just like to see that much. Thank you.
I also want to add something here real quick, is that we've been here for 500 years and we went through a lot of SHI, things for the people. So let's not worry. They can't do nothing to us. We've been here for 500 years. We'll be here again. So with that, let's not worry that much. Let's just continue going as we are. So wopila, guys.
All right, let's give it up for the 24-26 Tribal Council, the leadership. Coming into this administration, I got to see these guys in action, and it kind of hit me right here after a few meetings in which direction they were headed, and it looks good. It actually looks good. So we're starting off. So I'm praying, and they're all in my prayers that we continue to keep that momentum going and do the right thing for the people. And we're going to do it with prayer, song and prayer too. So we're going to try to incorporate that throughout this administration when we meet. So with that, Council, if you can come this way a little bit, just move it this way, and we're gonna sing the drum group's gonna sing a song for you all.
Frank, can we have these people down there?
Yes, if you are able to make it down here, I didn't want to. If you're able to make it down here, come please join us down here. If not, you can stand up there.
You're part of the leadership in your country, your homeland. So we want to honor you with a leadership song.
Yes.
And end with a Wopila song. For you being here. So the drum group have those songs ready.
If you take a look at this leadership up here, this is a pretty. Imagine how much people we represent and lead for our tribes. It's a very powerful circle right here. And come in, and it's good to be part of this group. We get that blood circulating. Yeah. I think they're falling asleep up there on stage. It's hot up there. It's hot on that stage. So they're probably falling asleep up there.
Now, if they sing the song, you may come up and shake hands. And if you come across your house or your representative, now's the time to ask for a house.
The wish list is on that wall over there. Over there. If you want to write a comment, put it on that wall over there.
Look how conscious of no touch Creekside.
Hoka, hoka. Wana, everybody, come on, join us. Hoka, hoka. Come dance with us. Hoka, hoka, come dance with us. Chapalo. Naslo. Thank you, Creekside. Stay alone. All right. On behalf of
Welcome to Oglala Lakota College, where our commitment to academic excellence is matched only by our dedication to preserving and honoring Indigenous culture. Led by President Dr. Don Frank, our college is guided by a vision of inclusivity, equity, and cultural pride. Under her leadership, Oglala Lakota College has become a beacon of hope and opportunity for Indigenous students from across the nation.
Here at Oglala Lakota College, our mission is simple yet profound: to honor our heritage while shaping the future. We stand in the intersection of our tradition and progress, where every student's journey is valued, celebrated, and empowered.
A Attending Oglala Lakota College, I felt that it was necessary to gain further education towards grant writing, towards all of these different opportunities that would benefit my community, my children. The tuition itself is affordable. The scholarships help with our personal finances and the cultural integration into the programs and the studies. I think that has helped ground myself and other students into our communities, our culture, and what we have to do for our communities, how we can improve the lives of our relatives within the communities.
Whether you're interested in environmental science, business administration, or indigenous studies, Oglala Lakota College offers a wide range of programs tailored to meet the needs of our students and the demands of the modern world. Join us at Oglala Lakota College, where the journey to success begins with a strong sense of identity, community, and purpose. Together, let's write the next chapter in our shared story of resilience, pride, and achievement.
Welcome to OLC, connecting with our culture more, being surrounded by our community. Here at OLC, we have flexible schedules.
Here at OLC, you're closer to home, closer to your family. You get more one-on-one time with your teachers.
Here at OLC, we have different degree opportunities and different kinds of student activities that you can join into.
Here at OLC, they offer language, culture, history, arts to keep our Lakota lifeways alive.
Come join our OLC family.
Bring hearts to the front.
Welcome to Oglala Lakota College, where our commitment to academic excellence is matched only by our dedication to preserving and honoring Indigenous culture. Led by President Dr. Don Frank, our college is guided by a vision of inclusivity, equity, and cultural pride. Under her leadership, Oglala Lakota College has become a beacon of hope and opportunity for Indigenous students from across the nation.
Here at Oglala Lakota College, our mission is simple yet profound: to honor our heritage while shaping the future. We stand in the intersection of our tradition and progress, where every student's journey is valued, celebrated, and empowered.
Attending Oglala Lakota College, I felt that it was necessary to gain further education towards grant writing, towards all of these different opportunities that would benefit my community, my children. The tuition itself is affordable. The scholarships help with our personal finances and the cultural integration into the programs and the studies. I think that has helped ground myself and other students into our communities, our culture, and what we have to do for our communities, how we can improve the lives of our relatives within the communities.
Whether you're interested in environmental science, business administration, or indigenous studies, Oglala Lakota College offers a wide range of programs tailored to meet the needs of our students and the demands of the modern world. Join us at Oglala Lakota College, where the journey to success begins with a strong sense of identity, community, and purpose. To get a chapter in our shared story of resilience, pride, and achievement.
Welcome to OLSE, connecting with our culture more, being surrounded by our community. Here at OLC, we have flexible schedules.
Here at OLC, you're closer to home, closer to your family. You get more one-on-one time with your teachers.
Here at OLC, we have different degree opportunities and different kinds of student activities that you can join into.
Here at OLC, they offer language, culture, history, arts to keep our Lakota life ways alive.
Come join our OLC family.
Bring hearts to the front.
Welcome to Oglala Lakota College, where our commitment to academic excellence is matched only by our dedication to preserving and honoring Indigenous culture.